Thank you.
All right, no, you're fine.
Okay, let me move.
Thank you.
All this stuff down. And, can you get in? I can move down around. Let's make some room for Mr. Edwards. Somehow or another, he always seems to get pushed in a little corner.
How are you? I am.
Okay. Christine Broussard, I'm a school psychologist. I have a behavior plan that we're going to try to present tonight.
Where is the special ed teacher? Right here? Right there, yes, sir. Okay. Where did you do your work?
Okay.
Sorry?
Where did you get your degree?
Okay, can we put that up for just the meeting, please? Library? Okay.
I apologize for not having breakfast. The Girl Scouts are selling cookies if y'all. I just found out.
Let's see if I can figure out the vibrate thing.
Sure, my dog will be in front of a Walmart somewhere this
Turn the
weekend.
volume key all the way down, it'll usually automatically take it to that vibrate.
Everything is on silent. I can change ringtone, let's see. I'm just going to turn the vibrate on silent, ringtone. Okay, that should work.
Shows of their behavior plan. We're going to try to get that one. I have 4 copies here if y'all want to look at the behavior plan. The teachers have mostly already seen it.
Here you go. No problem.
Start with the behavior plan.
Well, we really ought to start, and quickly go through. I think y'all have an IEP that maybe is in effect now.
It's current, yes, ma'am.
I have a copy of it if you need it.
I would really like to have a copy of it.
Okay.
What we ought to do is really start at the beginning and look at completing a new IEP. That's what we're here for, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Updating this one or completing
Going
a new
over
one?
it and making changes where they need to be changed and keeping what we want to keep and just kind of go through the whole thing.
Okay, then maybe what we need to do is start at the beginning.
Okay, we
and
can
go
get
through.
a copy of it.
Okay. Can I take just a minute and kind of explain to people what my position is?
No, ma'am.
No. Okay. My job is really just to stop people every once in a while and say, are y'all in agreement on this? Because the thought is if we're on agreement all the way through, then when we come to the end, we're less likely to have problems and we're more likely to have an IEP that everybody can live with. So that's one of the things, that's my main purpose, is to make sure that as we go through, everybody is in agreement, and that at the last minute, somebody doesn't say, but I forgot to say. So as you go through, that's what we're going to do. And we'll start and go through, because if there's things that are brought up that are not really part of the IEP, we might need to put those on a parking lot. And, or if it's not the appropriate time to bring something up, we'll put it on the parking lot. Part of the school system for a long, long time. They didn't find me lurking in some non-school kind of place. I was at Nichols for the last 25 years of my teaching, and I did do training as special ed teacher. And before that, I was a special ed teacher, and before that, I was a regular ed teacher. So y'all kind of know where I'm coming from. And so if you have some history about special ed you want to know about, I probably lived through it. So when I went out with my young fellows that I used to work with, they'd always tell me, now you can talk about the history and we'll talk about what's current. Because you could probably come near knowing the history. So I'll do my very best to keep us on target. And what we need to deal with today is not what's gone on in the past, but what we're doing today is developing an IEP that we can live with. Okay.
Ms. Mangan,
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Can we get everybody to introduce themselves? I know most of the people, but there's a few people that I don't know, and I'd like to be able to put a name with a face.
By the way, I need for you to put your name, place of employment. If it's a school district, just leave it vacant. But I would appreciate your role. If you're from an advocacy group, any advocacy group people? Okay.
Outside counseling.
Okay, and we have a mother here.
Me, I'm the
Oh,
mother.
you're the mother. Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
So, put down where you're from and write mother so I can identify
Yes,
you.
ma'am.
And I'm going to send this around, so I would appreciate it if you could fill that out. Okay. Okay.
I'm Daniel Edwards. I'm the principal here at Woodlawn High School.
I'm Agatha Caballero. I'm an instructional support specialist for exceptional student services.
Emily Perkins, I'm the tutor teacher for the Blake.
I'm Adrienne Gooden, assistant principal, and I handle ESS, discipline, and instruction.
Nigel Davis, lead ESS teacher.
Sandra Johnson, supervisor for exceptional student services.
Jimmy Newman, middle school supervisor for exceptional student services, former Woodlawn principal.
Christina Broussard, school psychologist.
Shalinda Ormwood from the Care Center. I'm a baby health professional.
Blake Bennett.
Student. I'm Christine Lyon-Lorio.
Whatever that
I'm
thing is.
Christopher Blake Bennett's mother.
I'm Margaret Burns. I'm actually a friend of Christine's, but I'm employed with Livingston Parish School Board.
Yes, do you have a regular teacher here?
Yeah, I can get her.
Oh, by the way, I'm not going to conduct this IEP. The person that's actually going to conduct it is the person that would do that, even if I wasn't here, which is probably the teacher. Isn't that who usually conducts the IEPs? Okay.
And does he usually speak therapy?
Yeah,
She does.
you need Ms. Robinson here, I'm not sure if she was invited.
If therapist, is that okay? And no other services, correct?
No.
Okay, thank you.
You ready to start?
And I did make a draft of the IEP that's on the system right now, if you want to use this.
It's over.
Maybe changes on it.
Is that the current one?
This one.
Where's the current one?
You know, you're the one that's gonna conduct this meeting, just like you would if I wasn't here. And every once in a while I'll say, any problems or.
Let me just go through the system, that's not
I'm
really long.
just trying to get that submitted. You're welcome. Here we go. We've already got that one over there. I think we've got plenty copies of that. I think well, I know I could give him more, but just need to.
Usually I skip her, I don't look at the other person, but I mean, like, this is the one where all of those.
Oh,
You want to look at that?
okay, we can start from the beginning as suggested, go through the pages. So the first page is the transition page. Method of invitation was on 12/14/12, parental notification that a parent was called about the meeting. Training of education goals. According to the student, I will become a chef by attending culinary school after high school. I am also interested in becoming a manager in a software company within the game division. Employment goals. I plan to become an executive chef in the hospitality industry, and I plan to gain experience through working at various types of restaurants to support myself throughout school.
Can I say something?
Unless there's some other.
There's, the second one, the employment goal, plan on, you have to say, I will. It's on the state compliance checklist language. I'm not plan on, or would like to, or want to. So we need to change, if that's okay with you. For his, employment goal, it should say, I will work as an executive chef or something to that effect.
Mm-hmm.
It's, I don't know why, but
He is engineer, science, math, history, chemistry, physics. He does really well with that. I've always gone to garage sales and buy big books of just books, and those are the college books he would pick out to read. So he's pretty good, and he reads like a page at a time, and he can remember a lot of things and stuff like that. And he's read. He's now reading, what is it, the ADT to pass for medical?
MCAT?
MCAT for the medical. He's reading that. So, he wants to do those things and also, like, read the law, take law, and he's a very good artist as well.
So when he finishes high school, as far as for planning for a job, working,
Like,
going education, what are his plans?
what are your plans after high school?
Culinary school or a GED. Isn't a diploma and GED good?
When you finish high school, you'll have that. So after you get your GED, after
He's
you
not
finish
really
high school,
understanding.
I'm asking a question.
Or what about
You're thinking
video
of saying
games?
something different.
Well, do you like to build bridges and castles and all that stuff? Engineering type, don't you do that all the time? He plays
On Minecraft.
MINE craft. They actually mine all kinds of diamonds, steel, and they make he has to make the the tools to mine them, and then he builds all these bridges and castles and
Right.
stuff, engineering, you know, math and things like that, so.
If you had to make a choice today between going to culinary school or going to college for like to develop video games, what is your first choice?
There's no law saying I can't do both.
Well, if you had to pick, no, but if you had to pick
Change
one
every
in
year.
A,
You can, yeah,
if you had
I
to
mean,
pick one,
You can major in both.
yes,
You
but which
can.
would be your top choice?
What would be, so if you had to rank
Like
them,
a gaming could be free time and
you're exactly right. But let's say you had to rank them 1 and 2.
Yeah,
You could do both.
the game,
Okay, so.
which really he's very, I mean, it's fascinating. But
That
yes,
would
I'm
be
not sure how
your-
you want to word that, but his choice has changed. Am I right? Peg?
yeah.
So how would he prepare for that? What are your plans for that?
Oh, I think he's doing pretty good. He's reading, at least at home, he reads a lot of technical manuals. He has studied, I mean, he knows, he's a computer ex. I mean, he can,
If we
you
actually
block-
had the
you block
programs
his account,
on the
he will
computer.
figure out how to get on there. So I'm not, forgive me, I'm the old school. I'm computer challenged, I guess. So the wording, I'm not sure.
Technology impaired.
All right. So my point is, I guess it would be a 4-year college,
Okay.
but,
Who is it?
So.
with computer gaming.
Okay.
he was really excited about robotics, and that's science, math, and engineering type. He was really excited about going there.
So he plans to go to college would be basically his preparation for a career after high school?
Yeah.
More than a training area?
Yeah.
Yeah, I
So-
want him to go to college.
So his
Yeah.
post-secondary goal would be after high school, I will attend college?
Yes.
Yes.
Is that acceptable?
Yes.
So that would be his
Yes.
education?
And with lately those gaming software classes, don't they usually give out games so you can test them as well?
My
That's what
grandchildren could answer that.
That's what I saw on over on on Rage Comics they post about their what's been happening in their life, but just like a fun way to make fun of it, kind of, or to tell something cool that's happened. Mostly it's true, but sometimes it's like just for fun. But I think they probably do that.
Well, if you go to college for a 4-year degree and you major in gaming, if there is such a place, you won't just be doing the computer all day, you'll be doing English and math
I know.
and all of those other things.
Put the computer up, please.
Yeah, that, for a while, that would be a very small part of what you do every day, probably.
Oh, if you're in the testing department.
Huh?
I don't know.
The testing
I think-
department.
Well, I think for right now, we
Please
can say
put
the
that down.
4-year college.
Okay, the 4-year
Or
college.
2-year technical.
So you
And
don't-
you
it'll
know,
change,
very
it'll change
bit
from
like-
IEP to IEP, so things change. or,
Yes.
you know.
And maybe you could find a technical college that would
Yeah.
do the kind of thing, because I think that
Yeah. Even though, yeah, but
Are we
he's
gonna go
9th
back
grade.
home
so
after
we-
this?
Yeah, you got
We've been
one.
on it, yes. we've been-
Okay.
Are we gonna go
Are
back
we-
home after
And then
this?
in his
Could you
employment,
please rephrase the one that?
okay, would you,
Hey.
would you go for the?
Are we going back home after this?
Well, for the educational goal, I just kind of put together, as you guys put together, so far I have after high school, I was in the 4-year college.
Is that correct?
She really needs
I
to
just
talk
want
to
to make
Miss
sure that's
Murphy.
correct.
Yes, that is the correct, the compliance way to say it. Okay, and then, that's correct, I'm fine. Is that okay with you, Mom? The education goal after high school, I will attend a 4-year college.
Yes.
Okay. The employment goal would be what type of job after high school, where all the goals, the post-secondary goals occur after he finishes high school. So once he finishes high school, what type of employment does he plan to engage in?
Okay, they're asking you questions.
And right here it says, and so that would be worded again, after completing high school, after graduating from high school, something, to that effect. I will, and then whatever his goal is. Right now, he has worked as an executive chef in the hospitality industry.
Mm-hmm. He likes computers, and I know he loves math and science, and he wanted to be an inventor at one time. So it's a broad range, but as a mom looking, I know he loves to cook. He enjoys that. And I know he likes to build or invent things in engineering, and he's very good in chemistry and science. So I know those are his field, those are his strengths. So as a parent, you know, kids always, you know, they want to try this or that and the other, but I know what he's really good in, and he's very good in those fields.
And the purpose of this goal is, these are his goals when he finishes school.
Right.
And the transition page is what we're going to do this IEP year
Okay.
to prepare him for that. You know, obviously he's in ninth grade. We're not going to do anything, you know, specifically, you know, if he wants to be a chef. That'll come later, 11th, 12th grade. It'll get a little more technical.
Okay.
So the post-secondary goals will change year to year. He's young. Next year, when you do another IEP, but I mean, he's a ninth grader. So next year, when we do another IEP, he may want to be a rocket scientist. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And that's okay that it changes. Okay. And you probably could. That's okay that it changes.
5 years ago.
But for right now, if Christopher, what job would you like to do when you finish high school?
Game testing. They test out games to see if there's work out any bugs or problems.
Okay, so based on what he says, it would be a video game, I assume.
Computer or computers.
Technology, yes.
How about I will work
how would
in
you
the technology field?
How would you umbrella
Would that work for you? After high school, I will work in the technology field, or in the field of technology.
Yeah,
And then,
that kind
again,
of
it
covers
changes
a
year
lot
to
of,
year.
that can cover some things that he likes to do, and that he may have to take prior to that.
Okay.
Does that sound, okay?
Again, this isn't Carmen Stone. You know, he's an IP next month. If he changes, you know, I mean.
This is the seventh meeting.
But I'm just saying, the next time, they can change. They may not change, but they can change.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Okay.
Basically, that the employment goal is, after graduating high school, I will work in facility technology, or I will become a video game tester.
I think I will work in the field of technology.
Okay.
I'm going to be here today.
And just read to mom, make sure.
It's your turn.
Looks like you forgot something too.
Okay, so far I have an employment goal. After graduating high school, I will work in the field of technology. Independent living goal, this is not a
I don't know how many of those was saying.
to be addressed at this time.
And independent living goals are normally addressed if the child needs lifelong support needs. They need someone who'll never be able to function on his own. So they determined that that was not applicable for Christopher. You know, are you in agreement with that?
With what?
That the independent living goal, those are written for students who need to learn how to live independently, need to learn to dress themselves, feed themselves.
He needs to learn how to live independently, don't you think?
Okay.
You're his counselor.
Yes, he does. That's the main goal.
What would
Yeah.
a good independent, like, what are your goals for him, you know, to live independently? Where are the problem areas, I guess I'm asking?
I've been working with him for approximately a month, and I would think, like, knowing his boundaries, his limitations on when to, the communication skills would be one to work on, concerning his outbursts and things like that, learning his limitations and learning some living skill goals like training, some community skills.
Yeah. Also, you know, there's also someone coming in, you know, we've been trying to get that set up for some time now, for someone to come into the home 4 hours a day to, and also help with, you know, just daily tasks that you have to do in the house and stuff like that.
So where are his plans? Where is he going to live after high school? when he's going to college? And when he works? Where, like, I know it's far
Dormitories.
away, but,
Probably be for a while. We'll see. I mean, we have, I don't
but for,
know.
remember it changes year to year, so for right now, it's.
So he'll be with me as
He'll
far
be
as
at
I'm.
home, okay.
Yeah,
Dormitories?
when he's in college and yeah, he'll stay with me.
Okay.
What about dormitories?
Well, when we get there, we'll
And so,
cross that bridge.
So his independent living, so your goal for him to live as independently as possible, but you're trying to state, I'm just trying to find out. Would be
We could
to,
prepare him to live alone if that's what you're asking. I may
No,
be
no,
a
no, no, I mean,
misunderstanding.
what, could you kind of go again, explain again about where his issues with independent living?
Well, for instance, he loves to cook. He'll go in and cook, and everything's left out.
Let me
And
kinda-
he needs to pick it back up.
Okay,
You know,
so-
things like that. You
What
know,
about a money skill?
huh?
Budgeting,
Budget, yeah.
how to budget.
I'm good at that. Though
Just daily living
but you
skills.
did use that $20
Learn
that
how
was
to-
mine.
Like hygiene and things like
You
that.
did.
Learn how to take care of himself.
So, you
So
hygienic
something
owe me
general,
20.
like after high school, I will live at home with my parents and as independently as possible, or something really.
Well, what I was just see if we
She's trying to
could
get that a house next to.
next door to me. But you know, whatever what.
After living at home.
Isn't there some guidelines and paperwork on that? Let's see.
Y'all
I
got
can pull up some examples.
I have some here.
It's just a general goal we're trying to set. They're not getting down to the brass tacks.
Right. Well, this is like,
So,
I
Something
don't know
like,
if you-
after graduation from high school, I will
Is that
live at home
something?
and as independently as possible. And
Here-
then the
here
action
it,
steps get in there, you know, this is just a.
there's just also maybe something. Now,
May I go to the restroom?
there's some,
Okay.
and I believe I do have that too, for adult to transition into that. I have everything here.
We were just speaking, is there an economics class at any grade level at this school that maybe in the future, that could be yeah.
These are, again, I have, these papers I've submitted, to the school, and they're not in his IEP records. And I've brought it up at every IEP, and trying to, you know, get,
Accounting one.
um,
What grade would that be
basically,
for that?
it really, when I found out about it, I started researching as much as I possibly could, how can I help my child? And for me, this was just a really great, site that has so much knowledge on this. And I just wanted to pass it on
Okay.
for, there's everything underneath.
So do you want these to be kept in his folder?
Well, they should be in his folder. They're not in his folder. When I came here to get the IEP records on 114, Mrs. Ellis had given me a copy of us together because there was no file. And then Mrs. Goodman gave me a copy of them and added papers. So these are two different.
Excuse me, I
Two
did not,
different
hold on,
files.
at this time, because I think you're recording us. I did not hand you any papers, Mrs. Lyons Lario. And this is Ms. Perkins. Ms. Perkins
She
made
gave me
copies
these,
for
and
on
you
the
gave
other
me
day.
these.
I did not give you any.
What are we
I did
doing?
not.
Well, these were just some different. These were like his records.
Okay, well, is
And-
there something that directly pertains to this IEP meeting?
Well, yes, because I had put these in there,
Okay.
and they're not in
Okay,
here.
would you like
And
to have them put in the next IEP folder?
I would like to put these
Okay.
in this
Do
folder.
y'all have any objection?
Ms. Charles, do you have any objections for this going into the next IEP folder? It's articles on Asperger's
Okay, it's not saying that you're going to implement everything that's on there. What we're saying is that they will go into the phone.
Well, there's some, like
Exactly, yeah.
accommodations
Okay.
and also the one about, I can't write, discuss, and describe, I've brought up over and over.
Okay. This, I don't know whether it's the time to bring this up.
Let's work it, okay. One
Okay.
thing at a time.
What was said.
But I want okay, when we get
It
to
can
that
be
part.
put in,
Yeah, okay.
but we haven't put it as part of the IEP.
So therefore, we won't have to follow any of these.
Not unless at the appropriate time.
At the appropriate time,
You
yes, ma'am.
decide
Okay.
to say, this will be part of the
I used to work for
IEP.
RS.
But at least you'll have it all there, so you can look at a resource as a resource.
Okay.
Okay.
I mean, I have
have
brought this and mentioned it every time, and whenever we go,
Maybe
this
what
is-
we need
this
to
is
do
on,
is to write, on here,
But she wants
resources.
us to use it as a part of our IEP plan.
It's
Well-
not the time to talk
Yes,
about
ma'am.
that. What we're doing right now is saying that this is something that the mother gave that you can use as a resource. And maybe as we look at parent concerns, ideas that come out of, published, things that are published on the internet from whoever, okay?
Okay, so we're on the independent living goal.
Yeah.
okay.
All right.
So we had really finished that last
And if I could-
So we're on the independent living goal.
Right.
Okay.
That's kind of why I guess that's why I brought that up, was because it has, an outline on how to do that,
Okay,
is why I brought the paperwork up.
okay.
You're just kind of like
Um,
a general, or doing things
Well,
going down.
it's really, okay.
So after high
Would you like
school,
some samples of some state
I'm fine.
accepted independent living goals, or are you okay with what we're doing?
I'm fine.
Okay, so we can pull up some samples, like, which will give you a better
I'm
idea.
actually fine.
Okay.
I'm just, wanna make sure I will, would you repeat what you said?
I was saying, if he plans on living at home and she wants him to be as independent as possible after graduating from high school or after completing high school, I will live at home as independently as possible. And then the action steps to get him there within this IEP year. This is just a general goal.
General goal.
Okay.
Go over, okay.
There's a course offered at the school that's accounting one, it's for older age students. Could a goal be anything that could maybe guide him into meeting that curriculum?
And
So
what
he-
grade does the accounting one
What
for?
about social
Well,
promotion?
Excuse me, it's 10th, 11th, and 12th.
It could be a goal on this year's IEP because he will be in 10th grade. You see, next year when the IEP will be in effect.
It could be by 10th, but
A
it's
transition
also
action
older.
step, not a goal, but an
What
action step.
What about,
It does
what
talk
about,
about
since all the
computer
time that
technology
he's
in that.
met, lost a social promotion? Okay. Okay, we're not there yet? Okay, never mind. No, okay.
But I think that'd be a real good start for him, like learning.
Yeah, that's
money,
exactly what you
paying
want to do.
bills.
Yeah.
And it outlines exactly what's involved in that course right here. Your handbook. Excuse me. The accounting.
Okay,
Accounting one.
okay.
We're talking about maybe that's something that can help him when he gets older to like grocery shop, pay bills, keep track of his money. There's computers that are involved in it, mathematics, critical thinking skills, problem solving. It's for when he'd be older, but maybe.
10th grade.
Yeah,
Mhm.
10th, 11th, or 12th.
Yeah.
He's got 3 chances to get it.
Huh?
He's got 3 grades to try to get it. 10th, 11th, or 12th.
Yeah. Nuclear electricity. He already knows about all that. That's so neat that he knows all of that. You wouldn't believe. I really want to test him so bad. To see where he really is. Really want to do
Those tests might have to be broken up over like a couple of days.
that. Okay.
And then, open up.
Sidebar.
No, that's fine, it looks like we're kind
So at least, all of them need to go to there.
There's like a,
Actually, go back to the paper.
Let's see.
All right, so we we wrote Florence twice. We wrote on ninth grade and 10th
What was
grade.
this? Does she have this?
Oh, they should have a copy. This is, no, this is ours, but she ought to see it. This is his, okay. This is his diploma copy.
Has she seen this?
Oh, yeah, I know a lot about it. I've been a psychologist for 14 years.
And this is,
And I
Have
did
you-
keep all
have
this
you-
in mind when I did my maybe.
did you, have you been to this site before?
This specific website
Uh-huh,
of New England's,
uh-huh,
I can't recall offhand.
okay. You did a good job. Look, you did a good job.
In my opinion.
There's some,
Pam Taylor had tapped me to write the behavior plan for your son.
and this is what I was been
That's
trying to explain. And, this is, transition
Where was
year.
this done, at this school?
Oh, yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Oh, girl,
Now, that's what we're talking about right now. But I think MASH is going to be.
if you just look through it, you're going, wow, that, you know what I'm saying? It's like all outlined. It's simple. You see how,
Now, that's from a summer camp, something they did for him.
yeah, this is in Maine,
Yeah.
so I'm not sure. There's like, it's just really good.
Well, you know, probably one of the things that would be helpful in the future is rather than bring it to the IEP meeting and getting ready for the IEP meeting, get with the teacher and y'all go through it so that it's not just thrown out, because we would be here a week,
Oh, yeah, I'm
you know,
sure.
if we tried to
I gave
read
you that
all of
one
this
already.
and incorporate it into this one.
May I?
Did you see that one?
This is kind of a transition to law.
Yeah.
It is. It's basically,
Margaret, both sides. My main concern in relation to the IEP, I'm not sure what page, is he's failing for whatever reason. There was,
Can we hold that just a minute?
Yes.
Because the next thing we're gonna do is look at how he's progressing, and that would be the appropriate
Okay.
time to talk about that.
thank you.
Okay,
okay.
let's get through with this part. Are we ready to go?
Independent living goal.
No,
After graduating.
Okay,
Lady, honey.
people.
Independent living goal.
Thank God
After
for that.
graduation from high school, I will continue to live at home, advocate for myself, and participate in my daily care routine to the maximum extent.
Does that sound good?
He intends to live at home, he says that.
As of today, I mean,
Okay.
and then as we go through and he progresses, then we'll see,
Okay.
because he's declined, so,
Okay.
Transition assessment, what was used, the student interview form, learning style inventory, and the RAD-4 was used to assess Christopher's various interests and needs.
And those are gonna be attached to the IEP, and they do coincide with post-secondary goals.
Okay, instructional, services, that's, the school will provide modifications, accommodations listed on IEP on a regular basis, provide speech language therapy for articulation deficits.
What is
Not articulation.
She has expressed concern about his being able to express himself verbally.
He
He's
does.
doing pretty well with that.
He has a very hard time with
But I
expressing
think
himself.
his main issue is social in nature.
He has a hard time expressing himself
And so
and getting out what he needs to say. and the way that he tries to get it out, and especially he gets over sensory when you try to ask him questions more than, and things like that. He has a hard time, very hard
So
time.
what area does he receive speech language, so it would be changed back to language, yeah.
And what's the occupational, what is it? Is that the same thing? Occupation, I know in speech.
Motor, OT, occupational therapy is more of like handwriting skills, fine motor.
He can do that, but he needs like coordination type things.
That would be gross motor, that could be APE, probably not physical therapy.
He has a condition called slow muscle retention. His feet, and I have a lot of friends that have Asperger's or something, just deal with their feet, I don't know, but they're like this.
That probably would be
And,
APE, and if they evaluated him and they said it wasn't
slow
impacting
muscle-
PE, he probably wouldn't qualify for it.
With slow muscle retention is what he has.
But I'd
Is
have
what,
to look at his evaluation.
that's what Dr. Hanneman, neurologist.
Feet go like that.
They're just the ankle part. He
Still
hasn't
done
have any
okay?
problem with that. It's just he does.
Do we
have
have
it.
problems in PE? Like,
He doesn't like to change clothes and dress on. He doesn't really care for sports.
okay.
Not at all.
But not motor problems, okay.
He likes to
Probably why
swim.
He didn't qualify for it.
Now, he loves to swim, and I think that would be really good for exercise for Asperger children because they love to swim. And he's a dolphin, so yeah, he loves to swim and ride a bike. So, all right, where is all these papers that you have here? Oh, you have them? I was like, they were here. Did I give them to you? Okay. I'm seeing. Did you see that? And this is the combination. I wish I had the rest of the homework. Took this one. Yes, you did. These were two. He's got a cold. He wasn't feeling well yesterday. This is what the IEP teacher had to make up. I think it's just the copies that she put in there and added.
Yeah.
Just for your FYI. Look at the difference. They're not in order. They're just thrown in there. And then look at the other file. Okay, let's see the other file. Go ahead.
Okay. He didn't qualify.
So the instruction-related action steps, you want to read them again for the school. And you understand how the action steps work. The school provides them within this IEP year. The student will participate in them, and the family will support them, okay?
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, so far, we've all got to the school action steps. The school will provide modification accommodations listed on the student's IEP on a regular basis, provide therapy for language deficits. Student action steps.
This is what she's reading right now.
And the word articulation is changed to language.
Okay, and this is just what accommodations?
This is what the school is going to do this year to help prepare him to achieve his post-secondary goal. We're
Okay.
still on transition, what he wants to do when he finishes.
Okay, we're still,
Yes, ma'am, when he finishes.
So it's not very specific, where you're gonna find more specific things.
Okay.
Or in the goal.
Is
Okay,
back
it's
here.
just the front page one-liners, and then we get into the,
Yeah.
okay.
We got page 1 now as well, I'll let you know.
Okay, all right.
Okay, the student action step is Crystal will request modifications and accommodations in class and on tests if needed,
And he's
and
gonna,
attend speech language therapy.
yeah, take the
Just
ED
take this.
off of it and leave it at 10 instead of a 10, like 11 presents.
Oh, thank you.
And then go ahead and just family.
Okay, the family action step, Crystal family will attend and participate in IEP meetings, support school attendance. Is that correct?
Yes.
Agency did not attend.
What agency?
Actually, are you,
Yeah.
she is an agency.
Yes,
so-
she's here.
Care center?
So are there any action
What do you
steps
mean?
that the agency would participate in for the,
Well, we're-
as far as instructional-related services, those would go here?
Not really, well, it could be, because he's gonna have another person that do the psychosocial skills.
Okay, so what
And
would
they
y'all
come-
do? And y'all have to like.
That
tell us-
hasn't, that's not, that has to do with the school.
No,
No.
this is an outside agency.
He needs a
Right,
parent.
so this is what.
He
if the-
needs a parent.
Okay, if the outside agency though attends the IEP meeting, they will,
Okay,
you
we're
have to
not
say
saying it.
if you have any action steps in this area that you would like to, that the agency will fulfill for this IEP year. So is there anything y'all are working on him on, as far as instruction and related services, from this January, 19th, to next January 19th?
Yes, but not
In
at
this
this
area.
time, but we are working on, we will have a psychosocial person to come in, behavioral health specialist to come in and work with him with his psychosocial skills.
So as far as the instruction and related services, are there any, is there?
No.
So, put, agency is not working on any instruction-related services action steps at this time. Is that agreeable? Pretty much what you stated.
Mine, maybe this
Okay.
is your idea, mine.
Could you repeat that again?
Agency is not working on any instruction-related services action steps at this time. And then you can put in parentheses maybe the name of the agency that's here.
Care center.
Also Capital City area.
Over
Has
there.
Donna, okay.
But they have to
Oh,
be
you
here.
have to be.
Oh, okay, I'm sorry.
That's okay. The EVR can't promise they're gonna do something unless they're here to agree to do it, you know, so their part of IEP is saying what action steps they will do in this IEP year. Does that kind of make sense?
Okay. Do you need a copy of the 1508? Do they need it?
Yes, ma'am.
That's not me.
Care center attended meeting, agency is not working on any instruction-related steps at this time.
Yeah.
Community experience, the school will provide a field trip. And it's shown that, one did occur at Renaissance Festival in English.
Okay, did that field trip occur already?
I think that.
Then we need a new field trip for this IEP year.
Particularly, I think it's prepare, yeah, in future field trips, and if you.
The school has to provide a field trip within the IEP year. For transition.
Okay,
Well, that
let me
would be from January to
contact
June.
Prepare, because we received.
Next school year.
Next school year?
From January,
Right.
before 1 year from the IEP meeting, the school is required to provide a field trip. So are there any field trips for next school year that are gonna occur before the IEP expires?
I tried to get on the Renaissance this year, but
What happened?
They didn't let me go.
They didn't let you go? You were here?
Yeah.
Who was here? What day was it?
It was on Wednesday.
And you didn't get to go?
No,
Where to?
Why?
I had to pay.
And on an obstacle course, really low-key obstacle course,
They could have called me.
And that's planned.
I asked to call you.
obstacle course, it's not the obstacle course that you will see on TV.
I asked to call you,
No,
but
your mom said earlier he didn't like to exercise. So,
But it's an all-day outside activity. It's,
what do you mean?
I didn't say he didn't like to exercise. I said he didn't like sports. Sport. I mean, he loves to swim. He likes to ride bicycles. I mean,
I would
that's
think it would meet the requirements.
Yeah, it just, the school just has to take them off.
Well, he was here and he didn't get to go because he asked to call to get the money and they didn't let him go on a field trip.
So
He was here.
It's my understanding, once we commit to it and put it in the IEP, then we can't say we're not going on the trip. We have to.
Right.
Well, you know the Renaissance? I thought you told me that the Renaissance Fair was the last one.
They have one every year, but he was present. And
So
they didn't let him
I might want
go.
to go on that trip myself.
I would have went too. We'd have loved to go too.
And you could have brought me.
How much money
If they would have
was
called
in
me.
that science fair?
I'm not familiar.
Okay, so far I have that the school ROTC program will provide a field trip.
You out ready or in one?
Facility in
Already are in.
Okay, and then his action step would be to attend that field.
And attend the field trip.
To National Forum. Now, mom's action step, your action step is you have to, you don't have to, but your action step, you would agree to take him somewhere in the community, church, store,
I do.
so what would you like to take Christopher to? Purple Cow.
What you mean? Well, we went last. What day was that? We went to.
She was planning to go to a
Takes him to the
garage
grocery
sale
store
on the
a
way.
lot.
No, I'm talking about. We went to the other night. We went to dinner and.
Well, on a regular basis, so you take him out in the community, to the grocery store, you take him out to his friends.
Yeah, I'll take his friends to the dance they
right.
had with
She's
Families
very-
Helping Families.
She's very active in the association, so for the IP, I mean, this is things that I've seen her do that I know she's.
So what, so you're
It's
gonna
hard to
take
get
him
him
the
out,
next
but I
time?
get him out. I have to trick him sometimes.
The parent could attend this field trip too? I mean,
But she's got to take
Yeah,
him
it was
somewhere.
one where a parent could.
School is
Okay.
providing that.
Well, she does these things,
Right, it's,
you
it's,
know,
Right,
Yeah.
the grocery.
Well, yeah, we do that.
She takes him to the grocery store,
To
she
the
takes him
library.
to the clothing store, to the library,
So
to
those
the,
things you
and
can,
we do
social
it.
events.
okay.
And the agency will also, the care center will also take them various places such as Walmart or the person that's the VHS, she will take them various places for socializing and social skills.
Okay.
make it a list of, I have the grocery store.
is that the library? So go ahead and read it back to mom and then
With ROTC going charge.
Could I say a
So he won't
complaint?
get any lunch money or anything?
Isn't this
If
me?
he
Tell
did,
her.
one of his things might be to
Tell
bring
her,
the
let her
money.
handle it for you.
There's not gonna be a fee assessed.
Okay.
Tell her.
Okay, for
And they have to
field
talk.
experience,
We're
the
not
family
like
action
this.
step, the parent will take the slate to the grocery store and the library.
That good? Okay, and the agency is, she's gonna tell us what her action step is. So your agency doing the action step, could you tell her?
I'm sorry.
The agency doing the action step, you tell her again, it would be
Where
take
is some of the
Christopher
places?
to.
Like Walmart and, Burger King, restaurants, different places like that. Maybe to the movies, anywhere that he can, like to the park in the summertime and things like that. Yes.
So did you read?
The agency will take Blake to Walmart, movies, restaurants, parks,
etc. And then in parentheses, write the name of the agency.
okay.
Here's
Okay.
Employment and post-school adult living.
The shade.
So did you give her a transition?
But we're on page 2 of this.
Gonna have to print one and get it. She's got to be giving that before the hygiene ends, because it's on here.
And student action step is to read the transition step. Family action B. Also to read the transition fact sheet. And the agency part, is that okay so far?
You explain to her what
Right.
she did.
And she'll,
Okay,
I'll
well,
make sure she gets a copy.
Wait
They're
till you
getting one.
come back with it and then we can.
Then we'll have to wait and go over these steps and choose. And the agency, are there any employment and post-school adult living action steps that would be anything you're going to do within this IEP year from this January to next January to get him ready for employment or, post. And I'll give you some examples. The son would be to teach him to fill out resumes, medical forms, things he's going to have to do in life when he finishes high school.
Yes.
Post-school
like
adult
I-
living, employment. So
Yes, we're gonna have someone that do that's called the psychosocial skills. They're gonna go through different phases, different transitions with them. Gonna tell them about hygiene and money and budgeting. That's where we come in with the Walmart and different trips to develop all those.
And it's called
Psychosocial skills.
So maybe provide psychosocial skills would be
Yes.
okay. So that would be the agency.
Provide psychosocial skills.
Yes, ma'am.
Functional vocational evaluation of daily living skills.
Now, we're going to need action steps because we did do an independent living goal. Let's go with this independent living goal. So maybe you could read the independent living goal to us again. You may want to say if you have it, because it'll come out.
Oh. Independent living goal. After graduation from high school, I will continue to live at home, advocate for myself, participate in my daily care routine to the maximum extent possible.
So, Christine, what was the class you were talking about?
There, in the book is Accounting 1, and it does say that it uses computer technology, and what it preps them for, it uses mathematical, critical thinking, problem solving, some things that we've talked about today. He could be eligible 10th through 12th grade for that. I thought that may be something that could prepare him for independent living skills, since we've been talking about that.
Is there
I know he's young right now, but
Accounting 1?
Not that I know of right now. It should list it in the directory if there is.
what's that?
A prerequisite to taking it,
Let's see.
just to make sure.
Emphasis placed on that's what it's on.
Under 1508, being that he has excels in some things and he is not excelling in other things, inappropriate is for what is appropriate for him. It doesn't matter, but what's the right thing for him. And that's what, I think that law states.
So in.
you know, and he is 1508.
Okay,
So
so in relation
if-
to.
In relation to what is appropriate for him, and, you know, if he is mentally capable of doing those at that level, then it would be more appropriate for him to be in something that's more accommodating or appropriate for him.
Just talking about accounting one?
Or just accounting, or whatever that is more appropriate for him. You know, he's gonna be more behind in social skills and the language and writing and describing and things like that. But then when you have the computer and the math and the science and the
You're still talking about
technology,
him
just
being in the right
just.
grade though, right?
But I
I think
mean,
what she's
he's
talking
16
about-
years old, and he's.
I think what she's talking about is putting him in that class now.
What's
What class?
appropriate, what's appropriate for him, and because he's 16, and what he can. Yes, ma'am. If that makes does that make sense
What
to
you're
you?
suggesting is that you want him
Well,
put in accounting
I don't know
right
at this point in time, where are we? How far behind
And
is he?
that's what she's saying. She's saying that she needs to know what his level of
Okay.
functioning is
We-
first.
Right.
Graduate early, just
And we
'cause
can't
he's a little
social
older.
promote him, no.
Well, that
And
has been done.
like,
That y'all never social promoted. No one's ever done that
Not at the high
before.
school level.
Can't do that.
No, it's not done at the high school level,
Yeah,
no. You have.
Are you sure?
I am very sure, because you have
you
to follow the
sure you
graduation
sure?
rates
That's
right
enough.
there in that sheet there. You have
Right.
to have a certain
Are
number
you
of
sure?
Carnegie
You
units.
sure?
So we cannot
That's the
social
Carnegie.
promote him.
Huh?
That is the
Carnegie
question.
unit.
Early
Have
just
to
says
form.
prime. He's gonna.
He's just in the
Or
ninth
research.
grade now.
Okay.
Okay,
So
we're talking
maybe
Carnegie.
this year,
That would be a good
what,
goal.
the goal would be to get him ready and prepared to take accounting one next year, right?
We need robotics or something.
Yeah,
I
and
would
he
do
has
it
to be
right now.
classified as a sophomore before he's even enrolled in that, and has a certain number of credits to even be classified as a 10th grader.
Right.
Okay.
Okay,
Is he gonna have what he needs next year?
I
in
understand
order
what
to-
you're saying, but
But it's based on if he passes his courses this.
If he passes his
Okay.
courses this year, will he have what it takes? to
let me
get
know
into
when
that
it's time to
course?
address
And
that.
if he's based on if he's passing.
If he passes.
If he
Right.
passes.
Well, they got accommodations.
If you don't judge before you know.
Okay,
Whenever it's time to address that, let me know.
okay. So,
But
It's
yes,
true,
a good
and I was-
suggestion, along with, just so that I'm clear, may I quickly just make sure that I'm on the same page as y'all in terms of electives per grade level?
Hold on one moment, let me get our school handbook, and it also has graduation requirements.
I have it, ma'am.
No, I know for myself.
Okay. I have another copy if anybody else
No,
needs
thank
one.
you. I have one, thank
All
you.
right, so for ninth grade, a required elective is Journey for Careers, correct?
Correct. Correct.
All right, 10th grade, required elective is IBCA, correct? Or option, like
Correct.
10,
Correct.
okay.
Okay, go ahead, I'm sorry, I'm just looking at.
11th grade, required election,
What? For what
elective,
grade?
I mean, 11th grade.
Well, it depends on what career path you're on. It depends
Regular.
on- Here's the thing, if you are a Core 4 graduate, your electives are going to be different. If you're a if you're a basic curriculum, your electives may be different. It depends on your area of concentration.
No, I understand that. I have a ninth grader, she would be here, but she's at Fontainebleau. But my question is, let's go core,
I can't be pigeonholed into a particular elective or a particular grade because we have other variables involved. Either
Okay,
he
well,
is
that's what I'm
Core
trying to
4,
find out.
or he's basic core and he declares a career concentration in the ninth grade. And whatever that career cluster he's planning to follow, they are the appropriate electives that go along with that career cluster.
Correct.
right now, as of today's date and time, the plan is LA Basic Core.
Basic core.
So, 11th grade, elective, I'm just I just want to know if there are
All right,
required,
elective for basic core or journey to career.
thank you,
That's the one that they have listed for ninth grade.
Thank you.
And it just really depends on what his interests are in. It can be any number of things.
That's the bottom line. Okay, in 10th grade? No, babe, I just want general information, honey. There's a required, there may not be a required for 11th. I just want simple information, that's all.
This is the basic core here.
Am I making sense?
Yeah. The question is she listening?
No, she never listens.
The question is, are you listening?
I don't think so. That's very disrespectful. Apologize right now.
Sorry.
Okay.
Sit back.
Are you,
Hmm?
did you get your question answered?
Halfway.
Okay. What would it take to get it answered the rest of the way?
I'm sorry, guys. I have a slight degree of Asperger's myself. Maybe it's coming out today. I don't know. I just want here. Let's just take Woodlawn High School, LA Basic Core. Very general questions, please. For most ninth graders, they take junior sport careers, correct? As an elective, required elective. Thank you. Woodlawn High School, LA Basic Core, 10th grade. General required elective, IBCA, correct? Thank you. 11th grade, Woodlawn High School, LA Basic Core. Question, is there a required elective?
It will be determined by his career cluster. There are 4 areas of concentration. Whatever area of concentration that he's in, he will be matched up with that.
At that time?
That's appropriate anyway.
Thank
Yes,
you.
ma'am.
Okay.
And
And same with
about
same with 12th grade?
Mhm.
Thank you. Okay, so those, okay.
Mhm.
That answered my question 5 minutes ago.
Okay.
So how many electives can he take next year in 10th grade?
10th grade, you can take 2.
And what?
But here's the thing.
I already have
So
2
what type of
electives.
school day we're going to be on. If we're going to be on a 4x4 block, only 1. If we're on another 8-period day, they can choose up to 2. It just really depends. It just, we can't.
don't know that yet.
No, ma'am, because it's determined by a lot of different factors. You know, if the student successfully passes all 8 classes, it's just too many variables involved to nail down something right now at this time. And we don't know what kind of schedule we're going to
Okay. Okay. Where are we right now?
We are working on the functional vocational evaluation, and were you okay with the employment and post-school adult living action steps?
Yes, I am.
Okay. Okay. And, so we're working on the functional vocational evaluation and daily living skills action steps. Who wrote that, Bonnie? Was it you? By you? And then put it in there.
I'll give you
A new folder.
Did that make sense?
A new folder. It could do it.
Oh, I like that though.
Even down.
Why couldn't it be right there?
Seeing the arms. Southeast takes over. Southeast.
How big of a stamp is it?
Okay, we're looking at the vocational evaluation and daily living skills, and his independent living goal was to live at home as independently as possible, basically. You know, generally that was it.
As
okay?
of today in 9th grade.
Yes, ma'am. It changes.
Exactly.
I mean, next IEP.
Okay.
Okay.
I need to get my hair colored, hairline.
Chill.
My hair. My gray is getting
One
worse.
action step, and you mentioned the financial, is to provide instruction in financial and money management.
Okay.
Is that feasible as a school?
That's something you want to do?
This would be a school action.
Yeah, it's a class they have to teach. They have to teach. That's it. They're.
What's so funny?
He doesn't know. What? What?
Is there a math teacher here or someone who deals with the math?
See, that's
Yes,
the point.
that's
People don't understand Asperger's.
So would it be feasible?
Automatically assume, and that he doesn't know what's going
Instruction in
on.
financial and money
And
management.
you get a whole array of,
That's not eligible.
you know.
That's financial math that they take.
And that's what
I
I'm.
am. I've been, this is the 7th one.
Math essentials.
You know?
Take that as a junior, senior, right?
So that's why.
Did you see the difference in the two files?
That's where my question was going. So he can take the accounting like his junior year. Does that,
If it's part of his career.
If it's part of his,
career.
career
Okay.
cluster, if you look at page 3, it gives you all the different types of career clusters, okay?
Does
And
he,
it just really depends on what he decides to do.
does he,
is that something that should be decided
any
today?
AT,
No.
iPad provided through the school system, any assistive technology provided through the school system?
He has an
no.
iPad now.
Computer,
No.
I mean, calculator, iPad,
He
He,
has an iPad now.
provided through the school
which
system?
I did not
yeah.
want him to have, and I didn't give him permission
He
to give
was-
him that, because
yeah,
he
but-
gets on the internet, and they were supposed to, the last IEP, they were supposed to take it away and not give it back.
Well,
And we got-
excuse
you
me,
had
before we
talked
got out
about
for the
that.
Christmas break, we asked Blake for the iPad back. He would not return it to school, and it's been at home since then. We've tried contacting mom, and we haven't received it.
When?
It's
On,
been trying
you
to
em-
call him, and we asked Blake for it, but Blake will not return the iPad to school.
he
Because
had
the
it
iPad
the
was not
day that
supposed to
we
go
were
home.
here. I don't know how he got it back for the IEP.
He had it what day?
We brought it with
The
us that
day, December, I think it's December 3rd or 4th, I can check the day that we met in
He would not,
December.
we asked Blake for the iPad at home, and he would not.
He had
We
it.
brought-
No.
no.
Have not returned it.
See, we were wondering, okay, we were wondering the same thing, because we were wondering where the Alpha Smart is, because that particular,
We can't get the Alpha Smart until he turns the iPad back in.
okay, well, we thought
No
it
one
was here
called me.
at school.
I never
Didn't-
received anything in the mail, never a phone call or a message or anything on that at
Didn't
all.
he leave that at school that day? You had to
Yeah.
lock it up before?
Yeah, it was supposed to be a check-in, check-out thing, and we gave it to him.
Another situation with the iPad.
I have the IEP, I can go back and look at it. I'm just tired of this rigmarole.
Ms. Mangum and the parents.
Parent. We're parents.
Concerning the iPad.
I can play it back.
I say some of that information might be a little sensitive towards Blake. I don't know if I would want to say it in front of him. Because some of it.
You're really not supposed to, in fact, if you have a problem with Blake, you need to be taking up with his para,
No, I mean, no,
I don't
anytime,
have.
which he don't have.
no, I'm talking about if this stems with that.
You want to say some things now, but he's saying that it's inappropriate for
Well,
Blake to hear.
I would like to see him.
Oh, no, I'm talking about saying the thing. Oh, you want him in here for this?
No, I would like to see him, see what,
They want to tell you about.
Oh, no.
They have
It's
something to
not
tell you.
written, it's verbal.
Right.
They're trying to share something
I'm
with
sorry, I
you.
walked in halfway in the conversation.
Share
I
some,
think-
they're trying to share some sensitive information. Do you want him in the room or not?
Right, I know if there's something that she feels he should hear afterwards, I'm fine with that, just,
Can he
Yeah,
fix
yeah.
it?
it's
he
nothing
can step out
about
for a
him
few
as far
minutes.
as something bad.
She said yes,
well, I'd
so he
like for
can
him,
step out.
he can hear it and then just listen
I like
and,
him 4.
Blake, stop.
But seriously.
All right, Blake.
I like him 4.
Blake,
I
you
know
need,
previously you've asked him to leave rooms if something sensitive.
Yeah, but I want to
That's
know,
all.
to be able to, hear what you have to
Okay.
say, and then be quiet while he says it, and then be able to defend himself, or at least be able to, in order to get his version of, I mean, there's always,
Or I wouldn't mind discussing it when we get to the technology piece.
Yeah.
So we can go forward.
Because it doesn't relate with this,
Okay.
and we're just delaying getting this.
right.
all right,
We
so.
stay on task.
Okay, this is. Let's go. I'm used to reading these things, I'm going nuts.
Why?
They're too slow, everybody's off task. I know we gotta go item by item.
That's the next item is what?
All right,
I think we're trying to finish, we're drafting, you want to read to me, Christine, what we're, as far as the functional vocational evaluation and daily living skills,
He was approved for 5 different technologies, different
They're talking-
technologies, so
and that'll be another,
they're talking about what the school's doing for him,
This
for
was
that.
they, well, nothing.
we're gonna, work with the behavior
Technology-wise.
plan maybe on that, is that,
All right, so for functional vocational evaluation and daily living skills,
That was in his
school
1508.
action, is that where this
they're
behavior
drafting
plan?
one right now.
For the technology, that was
Is
5, he was
that
approved for 5 of the
where
different
this
ones,
is
so.
going to come in?
This 1508.
Well, not yet.
Okay.
But yet we
Yeah.
can,
Okay.
just saying that, we're not, it's not gonna talk
That's
about it,
fine.
just saying that we're gonna
Okay.
implement.
That's
you know,
fine. Okay.
And then it'll come in later.
I mean,
Okay, do you wanna read what the school?
at least it's not, I don't know, maybe perhaps it's what you
Impact
need.
of behavior
The
through,
proper one, I don't know.
behavior charting, the behavior support plan that was created.
All right,
Is that okay?
yes.
Okay, so we're gonna, track, can you read it?
And then student action steps.
This would be the, functional vocation evaluation and engagement in school action steps.
Provide activities to help students improve inappropriate behavior through behavior charting, FBA development, and implementation of BIP.
Yes.
And it's change BIP to BSE, and instead of student name. Is that okay?
Yes.
And so the student action steps would be.
He will follow it.
Can I show you and check out?
Okay, so go ahead.
Does it have to be very specific, like he will follow it 3 out of 5 days per week, or just general?
That's going to be in the plan and action.
Okay.
This action step will be the school will follow the plan, and then Blake's action step will be he will follow the plan.
Okay.
And then you'll have the plan like,
I know.
the committee will have a plan agreed on by the time, end of the meeting.
At least it's not. Oh.
One more. I can take it from anyone.
Hey, Blake,
Like, stop.
sit up. I will torment. I will come over there and I will talk your ear off with my coffee breath. I will go get my black coffee and come sit beside you, and I will tell you how much I care about you. I'm dead serious. I have cold coffee in the car. I will run out and get it. Make a choice. Okay, you know what? I do need my coffee.
When did this coffee ever bother you?
Coffee on my breath. Talking to you.
This is
not
Blake's
much
action step.
anyway right now.
Blake will have a mentor assigned
He's
to check
sick.
in and check out procedures.
No, that's not his action step. This is what is Blake going to do. We have to say this. That's what the school should do. That's all in the behavior plan. So,
Please shut me down because he needs to.
so let's change that. All you have to do is say he will participate in the activities that you do.
Okay.
I would put,
I've done just a copy on that you brought, that she ran off.
All right. This was your stuff right here. Okay.
So the student action steps are going to say, Blake will participate in activities as indicated by the functional behavior assessment for the FBA.
is that okay with y'all? Okay. And then family action steps as far as this, would be, so would be what is the family going to do as far as the behavior plan and their participation in supporting it?
It's not if she's talking to you or she's talking to me.
Dude, you're the family.
Family
Yeah.
action steps would be, would be like, what would your part in this be in the behavior plan? So the school action step is basically, they're going to provide the activities that are listed in his behavior plan. He's going to participate in those activities, his part. And your part would be support the activities or?
Support, I need communication with the teachers.
That's good.
That
That's
needs
great.
every day. I usually have that.
Provide that kind
trying to think through home access. When all of our students enroll,
Okay.
they're supposed to call their
Okay.
child guidance counselor and get home access from them. That has to be
Okay,
requested by
here we
the
go.
Behavior
You wanna bring that up?
She's gonna support the behavior plan, and what else did you say?
I thought you were talking about student.
Well, I have what I got, could get on parent access.
Okay, hold on.
You said something,
She
you
got off,
said
she
you
didn't hear. We're talking about the behavior.
and communicate, you said you're
Talking
gonna
about
support the behavior plan, and what
It's
else?
a good one, it's a very good one.
Mhm.
How about consistent communication between home and school?
Okay, so what about support, this is what mom's gonna do, so support the behavior plan and communicate with school.
Yes,
Is that
on a
kind of-
consistent basis.
I think that's what you said, originally.
Mhm.
So that family action plan, we support behavior plan.
And see, this right here, this pertains to study skills right here. See that? Where's you got to write difference?
Oh, they'll talk about you.
I know, I'm just looking at this right now.
Okay. And then agency, what did y'all agree to do as far as the behavior plans and action steps?
Did you get a copy of it?
As far as agencies, counsel and, like I said, uses, the psychosocial skills that's necessary and all that.
So provide counseling and psychosocial skills training.
Correct.
Okay. Be the agency.
There if we need it.
And then even in,
At the time. Have to be able to get on parent access.
I'll bring it up.
Yeah, you brought it.
No, I bring it up later. I think we're done with page 1.
so you may want to read that.
Okay.
Read the
Okay.
Perfect. So she's gonna
Okay,
read you the
functional,
action steps.
Vocational evaluation and daily living. Provide activities to help the school will provide activities to help improve inappropriate behavior through behavior charting, FBA development, and implementation of the assessment. Action steps support the behavior plan and communicate with the school. And the agency steps are to provide counseling and psychosocial skills.
Oh, he needs a para. I need
That
to
would
help with that. Okay. So that is the,
We're not there yet. Finish up.
we're just doing,
Okay, so go ahead to agency linkage, which is gonna have to be.
We're still on page 1. We're just on page 1.
Oh.
Transition.
transition.
This is transition. This is where we
attended
are.
meeting. And then also indicate.
From
the
high
parent
school to workforce.
transition factors. Okay. Do y'all have it yet? Give her the contact number for our transition coordinator, I'll give it to you.
Did you have extra copies?
No, I printed out another one, I don't know where, I think I placed it on the table.
It's on the table.
That's the hand.
And
Oh, no,
we've got
look in
the
back of the folder. I might have put it right in the back.
academic courses in them.
Okay. Our transitional fact sheet, it gives the employment services, the agencies, and contact numbers. It has independent living and shelter employment services listed on it, mental health services, financial support services, advocacy services.
Okay, so all this is just services.
It's just fact sheet
Okay,
that's been used.
Where does
so.
it show what you're going to do?
This is just.
Okay, this is where we are on the IEP right now.
Okay.
Yeah.
All
And
right.
this is Blake's
Oh,
copy.
wait, I have Monday off.
Hold on a minute, Ray. Okay.
Okay, and then for the agency linkage, she's gonna write that the agency did attend the IEP meeting, and she's also gonna put in that they gave you the transition fact sheet, which she just gave you, with agency, addresses and phone numbers, and she's also gonna put in the number of our transition coordinator for the parish. So you're gonna put
There's no school on Monday.
Okay, Blake.
Sorry.
How, would this be the time to do like, like monthly educational team meetings to monitor his progress?
Probably not.
Not here at this,
Not here.
at
We
this
don't
point?
forget it, I know you
Okay,
won't.
I
Okay.
So he is having an assessment to see.
Although, steps under instruction and related services would be monthly team meetings of the family and the school.
So that would be.
to ensure that the IEP is being faithfully carried out and to modify it if necessary, because teens can be so vulnerable or fragile, and because so many important things must be accomplished in 4 short years of high school, these meetings are criteria. And but be sure to reconvene to plan the transition for the following year.
Where are you getting that from? Oh, that came out of somebody's expert.
Oh, yes, ma'am.
Okay. So what you're asking for is.
If we could get
that-
together monthly just to make sure that, things are being implemented, things are, doing right, and how's he doing, and just keep,
The school would have to agree to that, but that could go under this instructional, on the transition plan. Can the school agree to that? Okay, listen,
Okay, could I read back this part so we can finalize it? Okay.
We're never gonna
When
get
needed,
anywhere.
if participating agency does not attend, documentation, agency care center did attend the meeting, the parent and Blake were given transition fact sheets with contact information, contact transition coordinator at 929-8600 for more information. And for the type of document, a high school diploma, number of years expected graduation, 4, and that brings the end to the transition page.
what she would like to have is monthly meetings. Listen, monthly meetings with the school team composed of,
to make sure that the IEP is being carried out, if there's any issues of concern, how's he doing, just,
who do you envision coming to this meeting?
well, we would need to make a team. I would like to get with his teachers, usually,
Okay.
or either the para and the IEP teacher.
Okay,
Um,
and it would
you know-
go under this family action step.
But we would have to meet school.
No. Right now, at this moment, I can't agree to that. I have to speak with Mr. Edwards because we can't meet like that.
Okay.
Now, I know a majority of his teachers are in the 9th grade academy, and they do have team meetings where they meet and sometimes pull kids. Kids like, usually if they're have behavior issues or they're kind of borderline with grades, to try to redirect them. Now, if something was coordinated in that scenario, that would probably work, but then again, it's pretty time sensitive because they all meet on the same time. I'm not sure the period. I know they usually have. They're limited to that 47 minutes.
Yes, they are limited in all of us, and we're responsible for so many other things that we just can't do it because of time.
That would be the most ideal time where you'd get majority of his teachers
But
available.
that would be just a very few minutes that you would have to devote to him,
Yes,
right?
ma'am. Very.
Could parent request an IEP meeting as needed, up to 1 time a month? She said she may not need it every month.
Yeah,
Or does that,
So
Instead
she
of having
could-
a standing meeting, parent could facilitate IEP meeting.
so if you can't do a standing meeting and you've got some concerns,
Yeah.
you could request an IEP meeting.
And that's every parent's right under
Yeah.
1508.
right.
Right. I have his 1508. You have a copy of that?
I'm sorry, can I ask a quick question, gentlemen? So during the team planning time, they do pull the students in to talk to them and work with them? Is that what, on occasion?
You talking about 9th grade?
Mhm.
They usually would elect they'll target certain students,
In other words,
and they would schedule a.
can I just,
Have they been doing that?
9th
Yeah,
grade
they wanted
Oh,
them
yeah.
on me out.
yeah, but they don't do inclusion with the social sciences. I'm sorry, it's a long story, I'm just making stuff
Oh,
up.
we're talking about pull-out or?
No, I know what you're talking about, like with, because I guess what I'm getting at is my background, and I'm just saying, it's so good. And I don't know if y'all are familiar with the cooperative consultation model, but basically, not just me with regular ed students, but any student that has behavior problem, if the team of teachers pulls that child out and works with the child and contacts the parent, there's a lot of success, and I'm probably not making any sense. I'm just trying to find out what this school
You trying
does.
to see if it's more of just regular education?
No, I'm just trying to find out if it's all students, and if he's on a team of teachers. That's why we're trying to find out.
To my knowledge, it's any or all students in the ninth grade academy.
Is Blake part of that?
Ninth grade academy?
Yes, he
Yep.
is.
Okay.
Are the
Has he
teachers?
been to these meetings?
No.
Okay.
To my knowledge, I don't have a list of the kids they met, but I'm pretty sure they have.
How would he
He's
get
never been
to
there.
be in one of those meetings?
Just ask, we could really just ask the ninth grade coordinator, that would be
No,
the
you're
kids
not
that
bad.
they meet with.
Do not.
Okay, so it's just one kid that you meet with, that they meet with every month, or is it?
I think they plan every week, but I think they dedicate at least one day, maybe two, to actually pulling students and having
Okay.
meetings with them.
Ninth grade coordinator.
Okay.
So I guess, if they can make it a priority, that means.
But the mother the mother isn't called in, it's just.
It's just a
But
student.
it's usually just the student.
But the parent
but
should
I
have
think
a
if the
phone
parent-
call.
But I think if the parent could or wanted to be there, they could.
If there
I
are
know.
issues, the parent could be called to the parents' meeting.
I just get so
Okay.
frustrated. This stuff is so
Is it the
old. It's so
same
easy.
group
I
of
just don't
students
understand why
every
it's
time?
not.
To my knowledge.
Because it's.
No, so it wouldn't be a regular thing.
No, I know that. I'm sorry.
I'm looking at the time. Anything that I want, they say no.
Okay. Okay.
I'm sorry. I just something that works well that has. Let's go on. Has nothing to do with Woodlawn.
Okay. They're calling the ninth grade coordinator to find out about it. But it's,
I know what they're talking about.
What color is
Huh?
I'll take it.
So what you want to do? Just so you don't stop. You want me to put him in the car?
I can sit out there.
I will.
okay.
Yeah,
Where'd
you
the
can
lady
sit
who
out
was
there in
sitting
the
here
front
go?
desk.
Okay.
Because he's irritating you.
Does anybody else need to go to the restroom?
I'm not feeling well today.
I know,
Yeah.
I didn't take a break.
I'm-
10-minute break.
Let me go.
You all want a 5-minute break?
Yeah, I'm gonna run to the restroom.
Okay,
Is that
let's
okay?
go, let's take a 5-minute break. But let's make sure we back. Yeah. Stretch.
Don't get so worked up.
No, it's just something so simple. You have teams of teachers. I've
The
done it
problem
for
is
20
getting the teams together because.
Oh, I'm sorry. See, I'm talking about inclusion. It has to do, like, inclusion needs to be in all the classes, not
Yeah.
just two.
Okay.
I'm put the,
The mainstream, the mainstream.
oh, yeah,
okay.
I'm talking about, yeah. I'm sorry.
It
That's
goes
my,
between both terms, actually, so you're not wrong.
no, I'm sorry. It's just me. It's my background. I mean, the strategies intervention model that they're trying to implement here, I've done for 20 years. I'm a trainer. I shouldn't get off of it. I just get frustrated because I see Blake and I see quality teachers. They misunderstand me. But they're not. To do full inclusion, true inclusion, and I'm talking your LD or LH learning handicap kids, okay? Yes, some Asperger's. Hey, I'm borderline 80. You're dyslexic, you're 504 population even. When you do, if you're teaming, And they're having conferences, which is great. But you put your ESS teacher on one team, and she has a schedule, but she goes to all the classes, including science, world geography, biology.
I think high functioning in these classes, you just need a top-specific aide to help them to redirect them.
Well, they're not gonna get an aide.
And then it just.
No, we haven't followed our steps that we usually follow before we get to an aid. Which is why I'm trying to get the behavior plan signed, so we can try that first. I think it's gonna be tremendous.
I know it is.
I'm gonna have everything y'all have said was an issue.
It's in there.
Is
I
in.
know.
I'm just waiting to get to my turn.
Hello?
I'm
IP meeting.
I guess I'm just gonna go back with my.
No, 5 minute break.
You have to do what? Go back in the classroom?
Yeah, I'm in the classroom.
You missed the classroom?
A lot.
Did you, what age did you used to teach?
Actually, I love elementary, middle, and I taught John McDonough down with RSD.
Okay.
And I've taken the past couple years off. But I started here in California, Orlando, back here, Texas.
Arts.
Capella ISD.
You worked in Texas?
Yeah, my husband's in the film industry.
Instead of IEPs.
Hmm?
They have ARDs.
Oh,
ARDs
yeah.
instead of IEPs.
Admissions, review, and dismissal. Yeah, and the IP is part of it. Yeah, I taught in Capella, which is Dallas, and I taught in Carrollton Farmers Branch. I worked at the Special Ed Center. I've got some fancy titles and stuff. I'm trying to. I just think the world of Christine. I'm white, but.
I like her first name.
Your name first?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you see, this whole thing, this whole southeast is going to eventually break off. I mean.
Oh, yeah, I know what you're talking about. When they had. I think it's gonna come back up.
She never said anything negative.
Did you say it should?
Oh, I'm sure it will.
It should,
But they
yeah.
didn't have anything to say.
My next door neighbor, well, old next door
I've
neighbor.
heard so many different opinions, especially when it's on the table to be voted on. Everyone has a for or for not.
But we gotta stay on task, cause we'll be here for 4 or 5 hours, because you got to stay
I
on
think we're on
task.
page 1.
I know,
I'm
and
sorry, you guys.
we got to
Does
get through
anybody
with
have
this.
any candy or something I should have eaten or brought something?
I think Christine has some.
I don't know, but I don't
I have some white chocolate covered pecans. You can have them.
Are you sure?
Yeah, I think there's only 5 in my bag left.
You're pretty.
It doesn't mean you weren't intentionally hit, okay? But the parents want to be the point. She said, why is this
Yeah, but.
You're doing me a favor by taking them off my hand.
Thank you.
You might have a sugar high.
That's all right. I have not felt well. Blake has not been ill, and I'm like, but I definitely want to go back. I think we're going to go. I'll call up Millie and go, I'm back.
Because I heard a teacher say, so what we supposed to do, stand back and let them fight?
Coffee breath, so I apologize if I breathe on it.
Thank you.
The save button is.
But I'm going to tell you.
Thank you for reminding me. Yeah, I've been
It doesn't let
trying
you
to.
get right back on, you have to get out of everything.
HCIS does the same thing.
Whoever created it, that'd been a simple function that made everybody's life so much easier. No, once it times out, you have to close your whole computer down and start over and get back on the server. Whoever invented it, I mean, the tech people, it would just been a simple solution to make so many water would use. You don't have 18 open and it times out, you have to close everything down on the
I don't
server.
remember. What is it?
Oh, okay.
Not con. I'm not sure. I'm so hungry.
I forgot.
Stubbing, because I didn't want to stay here. But
Let's just lay it down now. I don't
I
remember.
was gonna teach a Southport.
Calling me all day. I wonder if I can turn
I
the
was gonna
phone
teach
calls
a
off,
Southport.
like the
I
phone.
got caught up helping Christine.
They keep calling. I got it where it won't ring. But I don't know how to turn the phone calls. Like go to.
It's okay.
But I'm ready, but this is my home.
Christine.
Down here, had something.
I have a recording of the last IEP. I wanted them to take it. He didn't have it the first day he came back, and I don't know how he got it back. Because he does not need to be on anything that has the internet.
Okay, I guess what I was asking you was, had you,
No, they haven't talked yet.
No, we haven't talked
We
about
talked
it.
about that before, not this.
You were here,
Yes,
and I
that we
had
were
given
gonna
it to him.
Assistive technology, if they would have to get it back from them.
We gave it to him.
Is usually what happens. AT department's in charge of, either
Because-
the school has to have someone take it, leave the school with it, take it to AT and do it, or AT will have to come up here and pick it up.
I don't really know. It just
So no internet. And I know
no,
he said no games unless it was educational.
no. I just want him to do his work.
What does he use?
So what would be the purpose of the iPad?
Yeah, what does he do with it?
Well, because what I had,
the
I don't know why they got the reason with the iPad is okay. It has to do with basically this, all right, in study skills. He has to write definitions every day, which definition should be an expressive language for him.
In study
Like
skills
this right
class, he
here.
writes definitions?
I'm not sure what it is.
This is what I was talking about. I can't write, discuss, or describe. Don't ask me to. So on the board we'll say, describe in 8 sentences what you want to do for blah, 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 blah. Well, he's sitting here doing this. When you take out the describe and you say, tell me 8 sentences what you want to do, he was able to type them. I had brought
Type them
my...
on the iPad.
On
iPad
my,
was for
so well,
typing.
that's what I said. You
So
can use
word
the computer.
processing.
It wasn't. I said you
He
could use the computers. He could have used the computers. He didn't have. I had the iPad that day because I was taking notes when I observed.
Can he copy? Okay, if it doesn't print, can he type it and copy the sentences? He
Well,
can handwrite.
Ms. Gooden actually had an excellent suggestion of the Alpha Smart.
And it'd be good for him to
If you
use
see this,
handwriting.
he has beautiful handwriting. He doesn't have a. It's not that. It's the adjectives and being able to describe. And I took just like a coloring book, ABC coloring book. Okay, I was at another school observing. They had the different children with Asperger's. It says describe what you see in the picture of a coloring book, and they couldn't do it. They're scratching their heads.
So
And
you're
it's like,
saying
what's
take
the
out
matter?
describe and say, what do you see in
You
the
don't ask them
coloring
to
book?
write,
Yeah.
don't ask them to describe or discuss. They cannot do it.
I know, but what
And
I'm
if
saying
you-
is if he typed it, could he then handwrite it and turn it in? So he could still practice
Well, the
handwriting.
handwriting's supposed to be shortened. Why couldn't he turn it in typed? Why does he have to write?
You don't want him to handwrite?
He handwrites beautifully. He has a beautiful handwriting.
What you're
It's-
saying is he doesn't need to practice handwriting necessarily.
No, he doesn't. He can. His like John Hancock is gorgeous. He's beautiful. He's very good in art.
So she said the iPad didn't print. So I was just
Well,
brainstorming.
that's why she said the telecommunication thing, Alpha Smart. Well, he's approved of 5 different things, and I turned in that iPad that day, and he still hasn't got it. So if he has an iPad, he can have one of those, and he can have a computer, and he can have a recorder. I would like him to have a recorder in every classroom, so I can go back, and he can go back and see what he missed. So he's on 1508. He could have up to 5. So it doesn't matter whether or not I check that in. She could have given that to him.
I'm not familiar with the Alpha Smart, but I know we talked about
It's
that
just like a
also.
typewriter, and they can print it out, is
That
what she
one's
said it
more
was.
academic, whereas the
And we were
iPad
all
might
in
be more
agreement to that
fun.
in the last IEP. And he
Yeah,
shouldn't
he's
have to
got
turn
it.
in an iPad that I didn't even give him approval to give to
Oh, no,
him,
we didn't put that on the iPad.
you know.
For the
And,
iPad.
and, you know what I mean? but he, in 1508, it says right there for his 1508, he can have up to 5 devices. 1508 is mandated under IDEA.
IEP, that he can have 5 devices?
And it needs to be, you're supposed to follow by law his 1508 accommodations. Is that yes or no?
1508 is the evaluation.
And what he needs.
That's the IEP.
Right.
This is an evaluation, but it's a reval where they listed him for gifted, and he did not qualify. It was dated in 2007.
Where is his other?
Well, 2007, when he
Yellow folder.
was 2007, he took that test, the gifted test. He passed it with Diana Bartlett the first time. The second time Diana Bartlett, she said he passed it. She said the second time.
The screener, he passed the screener to be tested.
The second time he figured out the pattern to the test.
So.
You know, because they see in
patterns.
patterns.
When he was tested again, but he didn't qualify this time in 07.
When was the last time he was tested? 07 was how many years ago? That was a pretty good while. 7, 8, 9, 10. That was 6 years ago? I hope they have it this time.
I'm good at digging through yellow folders.
Yeah, you would be.
You should see the one I got.
What you actually said.
No, it was an IEP folder that I was supposed to.
What was that one?
This is the one that, the 5th grade one, where he didn't qualify as gifted, I think.
He passed it, she said, the first time she gave it to him. It was
Well,
like a screening thing. And then the
screening
second,
he didn't pass.
he passed it. Yes. What happened was, the second time on the timer, he started figuring out a pattern. He figured out the pattern to the test. And they see in patterns a lot. They, I don't, you know what I mean?
Who said he figured out the pattern?
Diana Borland.
She said it here?
She told me. He passed it the first time, but the second time he figured out the pattern to the test. He had already done it once, so they typically don't like to do the same thing over and over again. It's very monotonous, and they don't understand why they have to keep doing it. So he was bored. He just figured